Today, we're going to be checking out my brand new LTD Arrow 1000. So I bought this recently. I was looking for, something with active pickups so I could have active pickups on the channel again, as well as I wanted a cool, pointy, kind of death metal looking guitar for an old school 90s death metal project I'm working on. And this seemed to really fit the bill. At first I'd been looking at the Sammy Duet LTD, but who knows if that's ever going to come out. And as much as I did, love that guitar and how it looks, it was a shorter scale length than this. This guitar is a 25.5-inch scale length, which I do prefer for 6-string, especially since I have this thing tuned to C sharp. This thing really did tick all the boxes for me, though. I mean, mahogany body, 3-piece maple neck, Macassar ebony board, extra large stainless steel frets. It has a Floyd on it. Now, I've never been the hugest fan of Floyds. I've owned a few guitar with Floyds in the past, although cheaper Floyds, and there's maintenance involved, but I figured, I've had nothing but hardtail on this channel like forever, so it's basically time I have someone with a Floyd on it. Plus, you can't do an old school death metal project without, some whammy dives and squeals. The Floyd on this is a 1000 SE Floyd, like a stainless steel. It's the posts on it and the screw posts up on the locking pieces up top are all stainless, which is great because the old Floyds I had, those were the first places that always rusted, and it feels really good. Like, I have it set up and it plays great. I've been doing crazy dives and squeals with it just to test it out, and it's been going straight back to perfectly in tune. So, I really like it, even though it's a Floyd and they're harder to set up and change tunings. It's awesome, and I'm super stoked about it. This thing has a extra thin U neck, and it has a compound radius on it. It's nice and flat, so it feels really fast and shreddy. I really, really love how my LTDs feel. Like, I'm super at home with them. They're one of those brands, I mean, they've been iconic in metal for, decades at this point, and it's for a very good reason. These guitars play as awesome as they look. Plus, we all know the pointier your guitar is, the more metaler the guitar is. Now, for me, really the only downside of this guitar is it has EMG 8185s in it. I'm not knocking anyone that likes those pickups. They're just not for me personally. If anyone has ever tried EMG 81s in particular, you can attest, while they are really hot, they're super, super tight, almost to the point of, on certain amps or through certain setups, sounding thin. Although I can't really argue too much with how they sounded going into my 6505 1992 original. On the lead channel of that's a chunkier channel, but because these are a lot tighter, everything just came out sounding super tight. And I mean, that's why these pickups have been so iconic in metal for so long. But I am planning on swapping these out eventually for Seymour Duncan Blackout Metal in the bridge and the regular Blackout in the neck pickup, mostly because that bridge pickup has a bit more mid-range chunk to it and a bit more low end, which is something that I like a bit more and was on that Sammy Duet ESP I've been looking at, or the LTD I've been looking at originally. So it's quite enough of me talking about it. Like I said, this is going to be going into my PV6505. That's going to be going into my 2 Notes Captor X with an IR blend of my DV77 and VM1265 speakers. Let's check it out. So yeah, it plays super cool. It's rad. I like having a V again too, even though it was definitely a bit of a challenge to shoot with it in my super tiny space, which I'm glad I'm going to be moving to a bigger space in the near future. But yeah, it was definitely tricky shooting with a V. I have to stand with it, and it's hard getting all of it in frame, but I made do. Thing sounds and plays great. But like I said, I'm going to definitely be swapping out those pickups, and look for that on the channel. I'll be doing a pickup comparison between the 8185 and the Seymour Duncan Blackout Metal and neck pickup. I am really just in love with this guitar and the Arrow series in general. I can see why so many artists have been going for this body shape with LTD recently. It's definitely, I've been sold on it since, you know, the day I picked it up after I took it out of the box, which, crazy enough, even with a Floyd on it, it came out of the box basically perfectly set up and still in tune, even though it came all the way across the country. So I was impressed with it from day one. I'm gonna have a link down below if you want to check out this or any other cool stuff going on from ESP. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay metal.